set free.
Yeah.
There are Army recruiter offices all over the country that are looking for high school graduates on the verge of a decision. But you see, these recruiters don't get a bonus if people simply come to the office and talk about enlisting. It only counts and they only get paid when somebody makes a decision and signs on that dotted line. You see, there are too many Christians that go to the recruiter's office on Sunday. We hear about the Army and pray about joining, and heck, we even may have an emotional experience where we really think that we're going to make a commitment. But instead of making the decision and signing up, we go back again and again to the recruiter's office, but we never enlist. Enlisting is so much more than just signing up. It's a life-altering decision. From the moment you make that choice, your life is no longer yours. You have committed your life to a cause. Once you have committed everything, has your life planned out from that moment on. After enlisting in the Army, you'd never say, you know, I know you recommended running and push-ups today, but I think I'll just sit here. No, you've given up the right to do what you want. You are in full submission to somebody else. Now compare this level of commitment to your walk with Christ. Have you enlisted? Have you given up control of your life to Him? Does your commitment better resemble that of the unwavering soldier or the casual commitment of civilian life? See, too many Christians haven't walked away from civilian life. We continue to try to hold on to God and the world at the same time. Sure, we go to church and maybe we even change our life in a few ways, but the majority of our lives we keep to ourselves. 2 Corinthians 5:17 says, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old is gone and the new has come." You see, we tell ourselves we're committed, but it's clear we've never fully enlisted. The old is not gone. Jesus clearly said to his disciples in Matthew 16, "If anyone would come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for me will find it." This is his invitation to enlist, his call to deny ourselves, his challenge to find our assignment in his kingdom. So what's the difference between someone who wholeheartedly follows Christ and someone who's just a supporter of the military? You see, the difference is the decision to enlist. Paul confirms this in Galatians 2:20 when he says, "I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me." In 1 Corinthians, he also says that we have been bought with a price. You see, as soldiers, we are no longer the owners of our lives. Our joy as soldiers is to gain our commander's trust, accept his assignment for us, and throw our lives into accomplishing his mission. Does this sound extreme to you? Well, you're right, because it should. But that's the point. Living for Christ was never meant to be a part-way thing. It's a radical, life-changing commitment to give the controls of your life over to God forever, and it changes everything. You see, we use the word Christian too freely. It seems if you're not a Muslim, a Buddhist, or some other religion, then by default you're a Christian. We say, I believe in God, so I guess I'm a Christian. Yet our lives show no signs that we're followers of Christ. We want to call ourselves soldiers, but we never enlist. Jesus never used the term Christian. When he called someone, he said, "Follow me." His call was not to go to church or simply claim to have met God. His call was to a radical commitment that resulted in a drastically changed life. That's why I use the example of the Army. Their lives are never the same. What he was and still is looking for are committed soldiers. Have you given the controls of your life over to God and made a decision to acknowledge that he is Lord? Because that's what it means to enlist. That's what it means to be a Christ follower. If we call ourselves a Christian, there is no other option. We must sign our lives over to Christ's control. This will allow him to change us, and as a result, we can change our world. An enlisted soldier is not doing his commander a favor by tending to his assignment. He's doing his duty. He's doing what he signed up to do. If we're going to change our world for the glory of our God, it's going to take enlisted soldiers, not supportive civilians. Our commitment can't just be a phase or some half-hearted effort. It is a moral obligation of every soldier to run to the fight, engage the enemy, and change our world. It's time to enlist.